Jenny, and I'm one of the Master of Social Work candidates at Here for the Girls. And today I wanted to talk about coping mechanisms that will help return your body to a state of calm when you've experienced an unexpected trigger. You know, we know that it's important to sit in our emotions, to acknowledge what we're feeling, to feel what we're feeling, to allow ourselves to do that. But sometimes that's not realistic or convenient. And so there are lots of different coping mechanisms you can find online. You can find what works for you, but I picked 3 that I really like and I wanted to share with you today. As say you've gone to a movie, you weren't expecting that movie to be triggering, but it was. It takes you out of the movie. Maybe you're with friends or family. How do you handle that? You could be reading a book, trying to get ready for bed, and instead you're triggered, and that's not calming you down. You know, there's so many unexpected triggers as we walk through life. So these will give you just some ways of managing the fight or flight emotional response, because once you've experienced a breast cancer diagnosis, that has been a trauma. So your brain is going to react with a traumatic response, which is just normal and healthy in the way the brains function. So the first one I want to talk about is just to focus on breathing. You know, overwhelming emotions tend to build in a cycle, and we can interrupt that building momentum if we just slow down and focus on, say, rhythmic breathing, because that sends a message to your brain that you're not in immediate danger. So, you know, you can breathe in for a count of 4, out for a count of 4, really any count. It doesn't have to be something specific, just something that feels right and natural to you. I like 4 because that feels good to me, but that's my personal feeling. So you find what's right for you. The other one, or our second one that I want to talk about, is using the 5 senses to physically ground yourself. So you can, you know, count down on your fingers. You want to, if you're feeling this emotional response, feeling overwhelmed and want to feel like you're getting back in charge of these building emotions, what are 5 things that you can see? What are 4 things that you can touch, whether it's the chair that you're sitting in, or the floor beneath your feet, or your sweater, or your leg? What are 3 things that you can hear? And this one is a really great kind of meditative action, because you're separating different sounds. I hear the refrigerator running, you know, a car driving by. Listening to for those specific sounds can really be grounding. What are 2 things that you can smell? And finally, what is 1 thing that you can taste? It's not always practical if you don't have a mint or gum or tea or something, but you know, it's something that you can still consider in any situation, really. And that's a way to really put yourself back in the driver's seat, where you're not just reacting to this triggering stimulus. You are able to think about it. You are able to acknowledge it. Maybe you can deal with it later if you need to, but you don't have to have it ruin the moment, or whatever that moment may be for you. The final thing that I like to do is what's called progressive muscle relaxation. So that's when you tense a group of muscles for a count of 4, usually on an inhale, and then like willfully relax them on the exhale for the same count, whether it's 4, 2, whatever. So you could tense up your shoulders, make fists with your hands. You can do it all the way down your body. You know, tighten your tummy muscles, your glutes, then your thighs. You know, flex your feet. You know, tighten your calf muscles. As you can kind of work down your body, again, that just restores that sensation of being in charge. So thank you. That was what I wanted to share today, and I hope you find it helpful.